Hey folks, it's Muck. We've talked before about the horrors of Reddit. The pedophilia, the predatory behavior, the power trips, the cockroach obsessions. I could go on, but that takes time and extra work for me and I don't want to do that. Today I'm going to tell you about something a little less serious but very interesting. Today I'm telling you the story of the Truman Plan. Before I explain the Truman Plan to you, you may recognize the name a bit. The subreddit of the Truman Plan was modeled after The Truman Show in 1998, starring Jim Carrey. In case you haven't seen it, the movie tells the story of a man named Truman Burbank. Truman was born and immediately became the star of a 24/7 reality television show called The Truman Show. And since his birth, he has been completely unaware of this. He's kept in a set for the television show built to resemble an island, with actors playing the roles of people in his life, unknowingly a source of entertainment to the entire world. The Truman Plan was something similar. The plan was to start a private Discord, which was later changed to a subreddit, that would carry out a sort of online Truman Show. That would find one internet user and just fuck with them. Yeah, it's fucked up and weird, but this was their plan, and nothing gets between losers on the internet and a bad idea. Their very first Truman was a bit of a flop. I mean, as expected, their very first time, of course they're not going to do it perfectly. The person they picked seemed to be a very mild-mannered person and not that much fun to fuck around with. They copied the Truman Show's aspect to the constant product placement by actors in the show, but the Truman just didn't care. People were acting weird, but the Truman said, "It's Reddit, so I didn't think much of it." The Redditors got a little miffed, as pranksters do when you don't give them a reaction. Some might see that their actions aren't getting results and say, maybe I shouldn't be messing with this person, or maybe my prank isn't as entertaining as I once thought. But these people, being Redditors over 10 years ago, decided to amp it up. They all went and called him a sexist. But the Truman still kept a cool head. He just seems like a really nice guy, and the Discord just kind of decided, damn, this guy does not deserve this. They threw in a few more pranks, but ended it soon afterwards. They messaged the Truman and said, "Hey, you got pranked," and that was that. Overall, not much of a prank, at least in my opinion. It's a bit boring, not that creative, and just seemed to be in poor taste. The second one, however, you could definitely argue as being a good bit funnier. Around a year after the first run of the Truman Plan, they began another one, now on a subreddit instead of Discord. They found a Truman by the name of CMS Terra Nova. I'll call him CMS. The first thing the subreddit did was do some digging about the Truman. They found out about CMS's love for the video game Dead Space, not important, and the band Scorpions, more important. Scorpions is a German rock band that's been around since 1965 and is still active today. They've released bangers such as Love at First Sting. Might actually be Scorpions. The subreddit decided to bring the community to him, so they started a Scorpion subreddit. r/the Scorpions was taken, and so was r/Scorpions, so they settled on r/Scorps. They designed the subreddit and boosted the follower count to about 50,000. They learned that CMS was very patient. When they trolled him, no matter how many people were spewing the same unintelligible nonsense at him, he would take the time to respond to each individual message, no matter how ridiculous or nonsensical they were. Soon after creation of the subreddit Scorps, they drafted an invite private message, and before they knew it, CMS had joined. This helped out a lot because a problem with the other Truman was that they would notice when the same usernames were following them around from subreddit to subreddit. If you see the same person following you around all day acting like a jackass, you'll get suspicious pretty damn quick. But if you see different people acting like jackasses, or if it's all contained within one subreddit, r/Scorps, it's a lot less suspicious. Hell, maybe all fans of the band Scorpions are just fucking weirdos, you don't know. Now that CMS was on the subreddit, they started playing around a bit more. They held discussions over Scorpion songs that didn't exist, and even held a discussion about the upcoming Scorpions movie, which, obviously, did not exist. CMS was not suspicious in the slightest. So the subreddit decided to bring everything up a few notches. It was announced that r/Scorps had gained its first fake sponsor. Of course, it's not common for subreddit to gain sponsors, especially not small private subreddits about bands who saw their greatest success 40 years ago, but forget that. Who'd they get sponsored by, you ask? The Scorpions? Perhaps their record label? Nah. Hanjin Industries, the South Korean shipbuilding and construction company. The subreddit flooded r/Scorps with pro-Hanjin Industries propaganda from several users who had registered their account all in the last hour. CMS remained trusting in the subreddit, not an ounce of suspicion in his mind. He trusted the subreddit so much that he even revealed he was considering getting a tattoo of the subreddit's sidebar, which frightened the subreddit as they had been subtly fading Jim Carrey's face into the sidebar over the past few weeks. A Scorps member posted that a scorpion's disc fell through the sky, a direct reference to the Truman Show, and Jim Carrey became more and more prominent in the sidebar, but still, CMS suspected nothing. The subreddit was getting more and more bold by the second. CMS has still questioned nothing, so they had to up their game. So r/Scorps had a new, huge announcement. All posts and comments must now be related to Hanjin Industries, the Korean shipbuilding company, or be deleted. Which for some reason the people of the subreddit absolutely love, and oh my god, they did a fake Ask Me Anything with James Kodak, the drummer from Scorpions. Within the Ask Me Anything, fake James Kodak mainly discusses the new song that still does not exist and never will. He verbally attacks Hungary, CMS's home country, and fights with CMS about the new song that does not exist, disparaged by his hero, poor guy. Shortly after, Hanjin Industries discovered that the Ask Me Anything was a hoax. Enraged, they withdrew their sponsorship from the subreddit. Scorps is now just another boring, sponsorless subreddit. Not much happened after this. The subreddit revealed itself to CMS, and he's a pretty good sport about it. He does a little Ask Me Anything, and at the very end, they crown him Scorp of the Month. Happy ending, right? There's a good chance you heard me say all of this and are now thinking, this is a little fucked up. Obviously, it's not like the Truman Show where it's someone's entire existence that's artificial. It's just their life on one singular website. So it doesn't matter that much, right? Another one of the Trumans didn't ask me anything, but I can actually access this one and read it. Upon first glance, he doesn't care much. He says that it was a fun experience and all that you'd expect a good sport to say, but when you consider the full context, it would be pretty easy to feel forced into an answer like that. You're being essentially virtually stalked by a bunch of people, and just because someone's behind a screen doesn't mean they can't harm you in some way. Just look at all the streamers who've gone swatted. In the Ask Me Anything, after digging a little bit, you can find the Truman saying he was a little bit worried. At first, he had thought that he had said something wrong and was getting bullied for it. He even considered deleting his account, as he was thinking what was happening was the precursor for getting doxxed, swatted, or some other stalking. This fella puts it pretty well. Though it's meant to be a harmless prank, it's impossible to guarantee that the Truman will be fine with it, and it's always a possibility that it could go horribly wrong. The subreddit isn't evil or anything, they just played with fire a bit. But that doesn't mean we can't look back on this and find it funny. There were a few different versions of the Truman plan, but now they're all banned. I mean, they pretty clearly violated the rules of Reddit, of course they are. Some people are thrilled, some people are pissed. I'm just annoyed that I couldn't get into the subreddit to take screenshots of the actual posts for you all. This video has been on my list for so damn long, but I was just trying to find a way into the subreddit so I could go in depth. I just gave up and decided it's still an interesting story, at least to me. So thank you for watching all the way till the end, I really appreciate it. If you're new here, please subscribe. I upload every week and sometimes multiple times a week. If you like the video, throw me a like, leave a comment. If you hate the video, you can tell me to kill myself or offer some constructive criticism down below. I've only been making videos for a few months, so I'd appreciate some helpful commentary here and there. Thank you for being here and have a good one.